Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Sonic WWE318, back again for another video for you guys. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your WWE, I almost said Survivor Series, no, Summerslam prediction video of 2022. Yep, Summerslam of 2022 is finally here at last, as we are finally here for the biggest party event of the summer to finally come here at last for the year of 2022. Huzzah! But obviously enough, if we're already here at SummerSlam, you might have noticed I've jumped over Money in the Bank 2022. Well, if you look at the goddamn title of the video below, you're going to notice that we're going to also be covering Money in the Bank 2022 as well in this video. Not only that, we're going to kick off this video with my Money in the Bank 2022 review because, well, you're going to see why. Because obviously enough, it's good. I mean, because obviously nowadays, when I'm doing these videos, even though they're kind of a rarity, I want to treat them as a rarity because obviously I would like to keep my predictions and my review, schedule consistent with my uploads and no longer these double mashed up videos because, it's long as hell. I know it's long as hell for you and it's long as hell for me to actually make it, let alone you guys watching it. But, the reason why I want to do it is because, obviously, spoiler alert, I didn't really like the show. And it's kind of good I'm actually going to cover it like this, because I have quite a lot to say in these notes and my thoughts of the show that very well may not resonate that what I'm going to may or may not be feeling going forward, because of what we currently have going on in the world of WWE at the moment. If you know why, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then you're clearly living under a rock, and you need to look up what's going on behind the scenes of WWE nowadays. So, blah. So, with this said, while I'm mentioning that, I am going to heavily freaking discuss that coming up soon enough, more likely or not, as heavily part of my next but the following video after that, going to be obviously my most anticipated highly anticipated update video for my channel, haha. So I shall heavily talk about that subject then and there. So, obviously enough, I could say my freaking brief and, down to the point thoughts here right now, but why waste my time when I can freaking fully go on and all there instead? So, with this said, we're going to kick off this video with none other than a Money in the Bank 2022 review, so we can get that stuff out the way and out the door, and so we can go towards the biggest part of event of the summer, known as SummerSlam 2022 itself. So, with this said, let's get the garbage out of the way and go towards we can potentially have some fun with the show coming up next. So with that said, let's get started with the rundown. So Money in the Bank started off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, with my predictions being none other than the likes of Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. And my prediction came incorrect as I lost this match, as Liv Morgan not only won this match, as we will see later on down the card, cashed in and become the Smackdown Women's Champion currently enough heading into SummerSlam. So as I said, there you go. So as I said, my score starts at 0-1 with this loss for Liv. And my thoughts on this match was, decent match to start us off on. Had plenty of nice little spots here and there from what you expect out of this kind of match to truly match. What the hell? Let me rephrase this. Had plenty of nice little spots here and there from what you expect out of this kind of match to truly match it in an entertaining one. Okay, I am kind of freaking. This is where I'm actually kind of freaking turning into a gosh darn freaking typo freaking botch. What do I mean? What do I mean by a freaking this kind of match to truly match it an entertaining one to see? What the fuck do I mean by that? I don't even know. Let's just leave it as, had good, let's just say it was good, it was fun, it had some spots for this kind of match. Moving on from that. So moving after that botch, of a typo botch I had right there, whatever the hell was going on in my freaking head to type that shit down. Not the Nothing too grand or crazy, but definitely gave us an end result that was unpredictable to say the least. Though I did have Liv as one of my predictions in mind heading into my prediction video beforehand, but just didn't think they'd actually give it to her. But here we are, and here they went with actually giving Liv the spotlight as women's champion. Spoiler alert, actually coming up, but obviously big thumbs up. Good, big thumbs up, and well deserved surprise for Liv, but big thumbs up. What will she get? What will she get out of it? What will she get out of this win of hers? Obviously, we already know because obviously she's champ. So we will have to wait and see. No waiting because we know already. Freaking past me. She's goddamn champion. Blah. Moving on. We next up had Austin Theory taking on Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. My prediction for this match was for Lashley to win, and I won this match via disqualification. So, my prediction was a win. Cleanly, I might... Wait. My prediction was... I was looking at this, I'm like, what the fuck? My prediction was Lashley via disqualification. So if I said some bullshit just then and there, I totally apologize. I was totally going off freaking blindly and reading that shit like it was nothing. So if I did mess up like that, I do apologize. But my prediction, like I said before, was Lashley via disqualification. But my win... But Lashley did win this match cleanly. So here we go. Let's pick this up right there. Cleanly, I might add, by submission, and becoming the new United States Champion. So there you go. So my prediction score after this match was tied at 1-1. And my thoughts on this match was oh no, boys, this is a lengthy one. So bear with me. Here we go. Would be lying if I said that this match fully kept me invested into it all. Not to say it was entirely bad, but it just seems that to me that Lashley's slow and methodical method of matchmaking with his opponents has just grown old and repetitive. Sure, Lashley can in fact go in the ring and deliver a nice quality match, but can we at least give some life and urgency into his matches that make it at least a bit more fast paced and action paced? And you get more, more. Pretty much what I'm addressing here before I start freaking botching, because obviously I can tell I might be botching over my words here. Is that obviously, yes, it's good to see Lashley's matches are quite entertaining, but you can tell they're quite slow and methodical, and they just don't really seem like they have too much oomph and life to them. So that's what I'm trying to get at that point. So if you didn't know what if you don't quite get what I was trying to get at there, that's what I meant. So now moving on from that. So here we go. Also, Theory to me just can't seem to fit this mode that everyone seems to plant him as being this quote unquote next John Cena, as his style and maneuver aren't anything to compare to Cena's, as they don't fit in the slightest. Not trying to rant or make any sort of venti fashion out of this match, as again, it wasn't anything too bad in all honesty. But overall, just wish it was something more than what we're getting out of Lashley's matches as of late, and how we looked to the feud of Theory with Cena, with the narrative that doesn't seem to truly fit its mode before it even gets going. So yeah. So pretty much, like I said before, my cookie cutter sort of bits out of this bundle of text is obviously Lashley. Hopefully, I'm wishing Lashley, his matches were more lively and less slow and methodical, and that obviously Austin Theory sure as hell isn't getting off the ground. This whole picture of him, this molded image that WWE at the time, or I don't know if they're currently still doing it or not. With the new horizon. Let me just say it, the new godlike horizon that we see coming above. Whether that's going to carry over or not from the shades of old or not, that's to be seen. But as of right now, currently we're going off what we had at the time of Money in the Bank. Because obviously, this is what we're going over, duh. So, this molded picture of Austin Theory being a next John Cena just doesn't cut for me at all. So as I said, like I said, Lashley, boom, Theory, Austin Theory, whatever the fuck you want to call him, boom. Not next John Cena, not even fucking close. Moving on. Now we are going to move on next to none other than Bianca Belair taking on I don't know what the fuck I was going to say, but Carmella for the Raw Women's Championship. My picks for this match was Bianca Belair, and she won this match, so that's my prediction score 2-1. I almost put up 3. If I did put a 3, then I might. You can already see why I'm kind of freaking pulling that back. But 2-1 is my score right now after this match. And my thoughts was, this really need to be on the pay-per-view. Granted, this wasn't the original match we were going to get with Belair and Ripley if she didn't get hurt on the way here to Money in the Bank a while back. But this seriously could have been done on Raw, and nobody would even recognize it or even care that it didn't that it did happen here on there. What? My point being is obviously people wouldn't even notice which way you want to put it, whether it was on Raw or on pay-per-view. Point being, this freaking match did not need to be on pay-per-view. We could have had this match on free, and nobody would have cared. So, blah. Let me see. Is there anything else? Or am I pretty much going to be making up? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty much cutting a little bit of this text short with me saying it like that. So, blah. Not pay-per-view event worthy. Blah. So, cutting that shit all the way, my closing statements of this match was, overall, not a total dog shit match, but something I totally wouldn't want anywhere near a pay-per-view card, to say the least. So with that said, let's move on from that. Next up, we have Usos taking on the Street Profits for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships matchup. Obviously not. My prediction for this match was for the Usos to win, but wouldn't have mind seeing the Profits get it if it's their time to do so, and for the domino effect to begin for the Bloodline storyline, to say the least. As I said before, because obviously, like I said, this domino effect is going to start with the Usos losing their championships, and we're just going to see this stuff starting to see the tumble of the Bloodline. And I dropped my phone. There you go. That proves my theory. That proves my theory right there. The Bloodline starts. The Bloodline's downfall starts with the Usos as a championship. That stuff's gonna freaking lead to a downward spiral, as eventually Roman Reigns freaking gets around to the ways of losing his championships before he is no longer champion and is on his way out the door of WWE entirely. So, as the whole head of the table, tribal chief character we have for Roman Reigns currently going on right now. So, with that said, now I got my phone back, and let's carry on the video as we are still going on. So, blah, let's continue. Okay. So, with that said, my Usos prediction came true as Usos won this match, and my prediction score was 3-1, and my thoughts was, what a match. Definitely went from it being an alright, with it starting a bit slow and rocky, to it being decent to the next, to truly being a legendary the freaking next. Truly an example of how tag team wrestling is done, and surely will go down as a match to truly remember. And it doesn't seem like we are quite done with that ending we got with Forward Soldier being off the mat, and how the Profits vented on that fact post-match. Needless to say, the saving grace of the show's for sure. Obviously enough. And now we have a train going on in the background, trying to find their dear sister. Hey, soul sister, she is gone. She is out of the way, out of this town. So please, train, go find your sister somewhere else. Okay, but still, so let me say this again, obviously enough. This match what? And now my cat's doing something crazy. My apologies. As I was saying, the Uso Profit match definitely saved the show for me, and definitely hands down was the match of the night. No spoilers and no bullshit out of the way, because obviously we pretty much anybody and everyone can clearly see how amazing this match was. And you know, what else can be said? Usos and Profits, we're carrying this match on to SummerSlam card, as you'll see here enough. So obviously enough, they did well in Money in the Bank, and let's just see. We're going to see how well they're going to carry on next up with themselves having a rematch here at SummerSlam coming up. What I think about that, you're going to see soon enough, well enough, coming up with my predictions coming up next for SummerSlam coming up pretty soon enough. So, anywho's, moving on from this point, pretty much like I said before, all the thumbs up I can give is all my thumbs up. Head, mind blows, anything you can say, any freaking sort of, symbolism, wonders you can put out there. Definitely enough. WWE did this shit alright to the exact maximum. So with this said, moving on from this, we now had Ronda Rousey taking on Natalya for the Smackdown Live Women's Championship. I don't know why I say it like that, but blah. The Smackdown Women's Championship matchup between Ronda Rousey and Natalya. So with this said, my prediction was for Ronda Rousey to win, and she won this match. So that makes my prediction score 4-1. And my thoughts on this match was too busy analyzing and looking over various people's comments and thoughts to really pay much mind or attention towards this match, to be honest. I am not exactly sure what those things I was looking over was. Potentially, were they over the Profits and Uso match? I don't know, but it's to be assumed. I don't know. Anywho, moving on from that. But for what I got out of this match, it was that I felt it was going on well enough before I came to a sloppy finish, only for us to get an even more sloppier cash-in attempt with Liv on Ronda, with Liv actually getting the win and walking out of the show as SmackDown Women's Champion. Granted, this all could have reason in the long term behind the scenes as to why it all had to go down this way, as I'm sure it wasn't seeing Ronda getting legit injured within the match, unless it was for story's sake to get her off TV again for some current owner reason, which obviously we are not. That's bullshit, because obviously now for getting Liv and Ronda at SummerSlam, so whatever the hell I'm talking about here is complete nonsense. So bear with me. But seeing it in the moment where it kind of just felt off and sluggish, in my opinion. Yes, it could result in some let me rephrase this. Yes, it could result in some unknown futures to come with this result in mind heading forward. And yes, it's good to see Liv finally get some appreciation, but the way it was done to me just wasn't it, and just wasn't it in all honesty. So, blah. As I said, with all that jumbledness once again out of the way, let's move on to which is finally enough the main event of the freaking card of Money in the Bank. Finally enough, so we can get the fuck out of this card to the main reason why you're here for SummerSlam. And that was the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, with our predictions being none other than the likes of Rollins, McIntyre, and Riddle. And obviously enough, nobody's prediction heading into the show was correct, as we had Austin Theory win and become Mr. Money in the goddamn Bank. My thoughts. Score, firstly, before we get into my thoughts, 4-2. My overall score, my overall thoughts, my overall score heading out of the show, heading out of this match at the end of the show, was once again 4 wins and 2 loses. Now my thoughts. My thoughts. Well, any words? Simple enough. But with words, we have this. Not even going to waste my valued time and breath with this one. Result was unnecessary, seeing as we had plenty enough reason for anyone else who legitimately was in the match to win, and to simply just put themselves next up in line, or just eventually in line for that matter to be honest to face Roman, no matter if they succeed or not, mind you. And that's all all about it that I can say without going into much raging and venting. And needless to say, we found ourselves our next 2015 era babyface Roman Reigns, ladies and gentlemen. In theory, that's truly resulting in him being viewed in a legit heated, go-away, heated fashion over narrative heel look that WWE legit wants to see him as overall. So, once again, seriously enough, enough, once again without words, can explain how I felt and how pretty much the WWE pretty much felt of us watching this garbage. So, this can result, this pretty much overall can result my thoughts of this match. This can freaking result my thoughts of Austin Theory, and this can result of my thoughts to the company overall, moving on to the overall thoughts. So, yeah, moving on to my overall thoughts, heading off of this middle finger portion of the freaking video, my raw thoughts, with once again my overall score of it being 4 wins and 2 losses. My overall thoughts to close off this section of the review, so I can finally move on from this shit, was this. This was such a disaster of a show if I ever saw one. Only thing saving it was a tag team match and both ladder matches until the end of the men's scene as what we got, whatever you want to call that with Theory, obviously enough. Overall, just seemed to be a glorified Raw or Smackdown show with absolutely no background to support it, being anywhere close to being truly or worthy of a pay-per-view run, let alone watch. Truly saddened to see how enthusiastic I was heading into it all within my prediction video, only to see this filth that we got out of it all. Granted, it does leave us wondering what's next to come and where we all go from here heading to SummerSlam, obviously enough, as we now know because we were here at SummerSlam, wink wink nudge nudge. But it truly didn't need us to get sucker punched, getting assaulted, and then spat upon our remains as a means of us getting there, with whatever WWE's excuse of a show this was. Beyond speeches and a simple one of this again can truly show and tell my thoughts and feelings, let alone WWE's opinions of us once again viewing this piece of shit. So, now with that out of the way, we have concluded my MITB 2022 review, rundown, whatever you want to call it. So with that said, now we can jump into my freaking SummerSlam 2022 review, my predictions, because we're not done with it. We have not seen SummerSlam yet, but my predictions are going to come up here next. But if you excuse me, I'm going to step away for a brief moment or two to get myself quiet down, more, ready once again after, this slight heated, well, trying to be heated because obviously I'm going off no air at the moment because obviously I turned off all my fans and whatnot, my ACs, that could legit make this video. So, I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Alright, now that we are back here from the abrupt ass conclusion of the first half of the review, or my Money to Bank review I should say, on the first half of this video, I am finally back here to give you guys what you came here for your SummerSlam 2022 predictions. So, but obviously enough, I might as well explain and kind of freaking just go into what the fuck just happened. Well, firstly I want to apologize for having this fan going, because obviously enough, as he said before, before I took my freaking few seconds of break, I needed some air, so I decided I want to get this gosh darn air on. So at least I got some fan. I want to at least get this fan going, so I at least had some air flowing through this room to at least have some air going in the room. Because duh, it's SummerSlam after all. It's summer and it's hot, so you're gonna want some air. You're gonna want me to freaking have some air in here so I don't freaking suffocate and freaking die of heat exhaustion. Do you? Yeah. I want to die of heat exhaustion, so thank you. But all jokes aside, though, I do apologize, and please do mind, the sound of the fan going. I do apologize for that, but I have to have this thing running so I can finish this video, so I can give it to you guys, so we can get on to SummerSlam overall, so please bear with me. So, but with that now said, story time, obviously enough. Guess what, guys? As you heard, you obviously heard the door opening and my dogs going berserk. Because I almost got robbed. Yes, there was a robber who almost came into my house, but my lovely little dogs, they came and they attacked the robber, and the robber ran away and without any chase, because obviously, you want to know who that robber was? That robber was Vince McMahon. Yes, Vince McMahon came here and tried to rob my house, tried to rob a small-ass YouTuber's channel. For some reason, he was so petty, because spoiler alert from, spoiler alert to touch on the big picture to touch upon my update video, because like I said, if you don't know this shit, you're living underneath a rock. I'm sorry you don't have a life, you don't know about this shit in WWE, but please open your mind to the possibility to know what the hell's going on with you. So if you don't know this shit, open your eyes and realize what's going on around you, so please. But anyways, so that's just a personal story. I'm not kidding you guys, but seriously though. Seriously, back to story time. Back to story time, because obviously, this video's already giving me long enough, so you might as well freaking stick with me all the way here enough, obviously enough, because it's the biggest party event of the summer, so we might as well make this freaking video a big party, so why the fuck not? Anyways, so like I said, Vince McMahon came in here to try to rob my house because he is so petty of all the charges he's going against of his personal life and trying to lose his company of him retiring. He had to come in here and try to rob my house. Yes, Mr. McMahon, Vince, you are so petty for doing that, but my dogs had their asses on file and on check to ready to get your ass out of my house and hit the book out of here and get the hell out of sight. But no, obviously enough, I'm just kidding, guys. Obviously enough, I had to welcome home my mom sometime, obviously enough, so she came in here and obviously came in at kind of a good time, I must say, because obviously enough, I was getting to a point of trying to take my break, so obviously she came in at a good time for me to kind of abruptly end that first half of the video right there in a sort of comedic fashion for me to get you back to you guys here where I am right now. So as I said, obviously enough, that is the struggle of having your current location of recording be your living room. Joy. But all jokes aside now, guys, we are finally here at your SummerSlam 2022 predictions. At the time of recording this video, finally enough, with no more bullshit, no more story times, no more interruptions, no more anything. The time of recording this video for your SummerSlam 2022 predictions are going to be here in recording time of currently 0 days, 20 hours, 14 minutes, and 42 seconds away from the pay-per-view event itself from here, from Royal Rumble. Wow, Royal Rumble. Yes, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go right back to the Royal Rumble. Start this freaking whole run of Road to WrestleMania 38 over and over again, and you're gonna see me go to Royal Rumble because it was in St. Louis. Joy. Back of the Rumble, guys. It's Rumble season. Not playing. SummerSlam 2022 is finally gonna be here at the time of recording the video right there and then. As I just said before, we said we're not going to jump. We're not going to hold any more presses. We are finally here enough for what you came here for SummerSlam content. So we said, let's get started, shall we? So we said, to start us off on with, we have the match between, the tag team match between none other than the Mysterios taking on Finn Balor and Damian Priest of the Judgment Day. Ooh. And a no disqualification match. My prediction, as I said on WWE.com's freaking card, they at least have freaking Rhea Ripley on the freaking image on the card. Will she be out there? Most likely. So that may or may not already freaking screw over the fact of how they may or may not win this match. But spoiler alert, is that my prediction to win? Yes. My prediction to win this match is none other, obviously, than Judgment Day. Because obviously enough, because, well, they sort of need the win, because obviously they need something, they need something going on in their goddamn lives, to be brutally honest, because obviously they ain't doing so well, creatively. But let's just say that may or may not change with a new horizon coming up. I'm just saying. Sorry, Vince. Sorry, Vince, all over the hills. Bye, Vince. Sorry you had to lose your company the way you did. Bye. But seriously, so, all jokes aside, they kind of need something to get some momentum going on behind their wheels. For God's sake, ever since losing Edge and taking Edge out of the freaking reins, kind of freaking stumbled and made this freaking whole thing, which was Judgment Day, pretty much fall flat on its face and kind of not really try to get back up, so to speak. So they kind of need something underneath them to finally get themselves going, I guess you could say. So there's that. So they need that. And also with this fact of obviously there may or may not be the heel turn of Dominic Mysterio that finally everyone keeps freaking speculating and kind of thinks is going to happen, which, I mean, if it happens, then okay, there you go, finally. But, just why? Is it really necessary? Is it really needed? Not, to me personally, no, but, if it happens, once again, if it happens, then okay. Just see what happens. So if freaking Dom turns heel on Ray and joins Judgment Day for whatever reason, then there's that. So yeah, but most likely enough, hopefully it is here at SummerSlam or not, or maybe sometime down the line, maybe on Raw, sometime afterwards, either the night after or not the night after, because obviously it's a Saturday pay-per-view event. Joy. But seriously, the Raw afterwards, or sometimes shortly after SummerSlam takes place, we can get Edge back and kind of help the Mysterios somehow get their reins back up. So there's that. So hopefully maybe we can have a Edge, Ray, or pretty much somehow whatever you, or if you want to conclude all three, Edge, Ray, Dominic kind of freaking fashion. So there's that. So, you can build that and kind of have that be a sort of thing going forward, going towards Clash of the Castle, going out of the show. So there's that. So you can see that being a thing, possibly. I don't know. But, as I said, anyway, remember when you look at it, Judgment Day is going to give him a prediction and he's going to get the win. But obviously enough, if the Mysterio somehow win this match, then I wouldn't mind it. But still, my prediction is going to stick with the Judgment Day. So I said, Judgment Day for my prediction. Next up, we have Logan Paul taking on The Miz. My prediction for this match is going to be none other than Logan Paul to win this match, even though it's most likely going to be seen or heard that pretty much Logan Paul heading into this match, his turn has not been good in the slightest. So I don't think he's gonna really resonate that well when he gets to Nashville for this match. And granted, everyone has said it to the moon and back. This should have been a tag team match, just once again, like he did at WrestleMania, with The Miz and Logan Paul taking on the Mysterios. But this time, we should have Miz and Tommaso Ciampa taking on the team of Paul and maybe AJ Styles, and have that be the thing. So at least you have some backbone for Logan Paul to somehow back off on, but not to say he's totally back. Because my God, we saw at WrestleMania how well of a surprise Logan Paul was. Because wow, seriously. So in the ring, I'm hoping this. So once we get in the ring, we see this match and we see these guys go at it. We'll hopefully all words kind of speculation can kind of be put to rest once we just see this match take place. But the character he's playing so far, it just doesn't seem like it's just not that believable. Kind of just not that, just no one's getting behind that, because no one is. Because obviously Logan Paul, he's a heel. He's meant to be a heel. So inside and out, no matter if you're looking at him as a character or just the personality that Logan Paul has in real life, just being him and the notoriety he has or the infamy that he has. So he's meant to be a heel through and through. So there's that. So no matter what's gonna happen here, no matter how well the freaking reception that freaking Paul gets in this match, I still believe that Paul is gonna come out with this match with the win. So with that said, Logan Paul for the win. Next up, we have the Raw Women's Championship match between the legs of Bianca Belair being the champion, taking on Becky Lynch. My prediction for this match, or firstly heading into this match, firstly before going into this video, I would have thought, I was thinking to myself, well, I honestly don't know what to think about this match, to be honest, guys. But the more I thought about it, the more I heard about things behind the scenes, other freaking creators, the IWC, speaking their minds on stuff to go forward after this match, I have reason to believe that Becky Lynch is going to be the one to take the L in this match, as freaking Bianca Belair is going to win in her quote-unquote hometown, well, more like a home state, mind you. So Bianca Belair is going to get the big W here at SummerSlam, and this gives Becky Lynch more of a rub and reason to go towards the lines of her going to try and win the Royal Rumble so she can potentially get her championship shot at WrestleMania and potentially maybe get the championship shot against the Lions. So maybe somehow along the way we get that. Be a way, a reason to get this. I'm always freaking speaking this because obviously, no matter, because God forbid, once again with this new horizon, this new presence that we're gonna have, anything's gonna happen in time, and slowly in time, no matter what the hell's gonna happen. Currently with whatever this new shining light of hope over the company will be. Now that we have the old, swampy, shrekky, shitty swamp getting cleaned the fuck out of the WWE, obviously enough, who knows what's going to happen in time once we get towards WrestleMania, next year's WrestleMania, in time for the likes of having Becky Lynch taking on the likes of freaking Ronda Rousey, whatever championship she will have, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. So this would give reason for Becky Lynch to finally, kind of go away in a sense, kind of hiding in the shadows in a sense, maybe somehow out of this turn face, and so to speak, to be a face going into WrestleMania season to go against the likes of freaking a heel Ronda Rousey for a championship match. That could be something to go out to see, kind of a silver lining coming out of this match for Becky Lynch to lose this, to have Becky Lynch something to do in a long-term booking sense. So there's that. But honestly enough, if not, then I honestly, like I said, I'm taking a back step towards what I was saying before. I honestly don't know what to think, what to say coming out of this match, because obviously anything can happen. Literally, anything can happen heading into this match and heading out of this match for any sort of storyline reasons. No matter we're talking about the new regime or the shitty old regime that we have going, no matter what is behind the scenes creatively, or what is going on, whatever happened behind the scenes, mind you, no matter what just happened behind the scenes recently enough, I'm doing a freaking, whatever this is, Maurice, I don't know if it's Maurice or freaking Michelle McCool, whoever the fuck does this shit when you go in the ring, and whoever does this shit, I'm being them. So I'm sorry, I'm being dumb at the moment. I really don't know who. I'm pretty sure this is Maurice does like this or some shit. I'm looking like a stupid idiot doing this. I'm gonna stop. Seriously, whoever did that, I gave them a freaking rub for them being appearance in my video. So blah. But still, So no matter what it is, looking behind the scenes of that, I honestly don't know what to think or expect coming out of this match, or whatever. So anything happened in this match, but I'm going to stick with just whatever we have, and just stick with the fact, obviously enough, also looking at the fact that Bianca Belair has been going well with the championship. Her push has been going strong, and she seems to be going well with the championship, so why would you want to give it off of her here and there? So yeah, so there's that too. So with that said, without me having pretty much nothing really much else to say in this match, heading into this match and heading out of the match, I'm going to stick right here and stay right here. That Bridget is going to be for Bianca Belair to win this match overall, to give Becky Lynch some sort of way for her to kind of go in the shadows way, to kind of rise back up for Rumble season and go for her little once, then and then there out of the Rumble to head towards next year's WrestleMania for that sake. So with that said, there is that. So with that said, Bianca Belair for the win. Next up, we have Pat McAfee taking on Baron Corbin. My first match is simply enough for Pat McAfee for the win, because simply enough, he is simply that. This is simply a good. this is just as simple as good versus evil match, and everyone's high on Pat. Obviously, now Pat is freaking lovable and adorable, and everyone just loves and cherishes a Pat all over the place at WWE. And why not? Why wouldn't you? Because obviously the guy is top tier good talent. So good, just Pat is amazing. So love you, Pat. Pat is love. Pat is love. Pat is life. No, I'm playing. But seriously, Pat is great. And obviously enough. This is once again, this is a classic example of a face versus heel match. And enough, as you've seen, obviously the building of this match has seen heavenly Corbin cited, as Corbin has constantly over and over and over getting the rub on top of Pat over and over and over again. So Pat deserves the babyface is going to rise up out of this feud and get the overall win over the bad guy in Baron Corbin for this match. This all blatantly and pretty much blatantly said here enough. Pat McAfee for the win for this match. We said, moving on. Next up, we have none other than the Undisputed Tag Team Championship matchup between the Usos taking on the Street Profits, with Jeff Jarrett as being a special guest referee. WJF, whatever the fuck they talk about with it. So Jeff Jarrett, blah, him being the ref. So instead, Usos, Profits, once again, my prediction. You might ask me, well, guys, I pretty much might point this around once again, bring the fact, obviously, pretty much the bloodline domino effect. Will I be proven right and actually put this freaking fact here alone again? Will the bloodlines the domino effect for the bloodline start here and then? I think so. As I'm going to state the fact right here that the Street Profits are finally going to get the rub and finally going to get the win on the Usos for right here, to finally get the championships off of the Profits. Off the Profits, off the Usos. This is what happens when you're freaking sweating and kind of freaking getting tired. Blah. Bear with me. I can feel it. We're almost at the goal ring, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost at the goal ring. So bear with me. As long as I'm making as long as I make a goddamn song metaphor. So please bear with me. We're almost there. I can feel it. Reach my hand. Anyways, but seriously, yeah. So obviously, I feel and everyone feels as if it's finally time to finally give. Especially after we had freaking Money to Bank between these two teams, it's definitely time to give the rub to the freaking Profits after what they've done so far, and especially like I said, as what they just did at Money to Bank against the Usos, well enough to finally give them a championship run with themselves. And what that does to the Usos and the Bloodline, I do not know. Once again, like I said, that starts the domino effect, and how that still will carry on. And how Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman is going to look at that, I don't know. We're just going to see how it's going to be treated once we see it happen. But if it somehow doesn't, which I can see why, if the Usos do come out with the win here, whether it's cleanly or with the assist of Jeff Jarrett by some fashion of the word, people might have seen that this may be the final time that we finally get freaking the freaking Profits finally see the freaking the sun starting to freaking split apart, and we finally see the Profits finally separate from one another, and finally see the run of Montez Ford on his own, going off on his own against freaking Montez Ford taking on Montez Ford. It's Sonic versus Shadow. Freaking let's fight. No, I'm playing. It's freaking real versus clone. Fight. No, I'm playing. Montez Ford going against freaking Angelo Dawkins, as I'm assuming Ford being the face and Dawkins being the heel, and let that be their freaking clash of them finally being separated. Do I want that? Personally, I do not. But a lot of people seem to see that happening. For whether it's sooner or later is going to happen, people are going to see that, which I can see it. I mean, yes, I can see it happen, but do I want it? Personally, no. But obviously enough. So I mean, Whatever that's going to happen, that's going to be then, this is now. So obviously enough. If that is going to happen, then that can be a simple reason why, for the sake of Usos finally get the win, actually kind of going over, or finally going over the Profits and kind of moving on to keep themselves looking strong, being with the Bloodline, continue going forward as the domino effect continues to freaking last another pay-per-view, another freaking day, not being started taking over. That's what it said. That's what it said. I'm predicting that the Profits are going to win this match, and we're finally going to see the domino freaking effect take its place. But I would not be surprised if Usos somehow retain the match here at SummerSlam 2022. That's what they said. Profits for the win. Now we're just going to see if there's actually going to. Now we're just going to have to see if there's actually going to be a double freaking match of the night. Will the Profits and Usos take over SummerSlam like they did at Money in the Bank? Only one way to find out, huh? So that's then. This is now. That's what we said. Speak about it now. Now we have, moving on from that, we have the United States Championship matchup between champion Bobby Lashley taking on Austin Theory. My prediction for this match, simply enough, is going to be for none other than Bobby Lashley to win this match. But it's not because I have hate or resentment towards Austin Theory, mind you. I have reason. And that reason is because we are constantly seeing the rise and return of this Dolph Ziggler character that we finally see him being. For some reason, we've seen recently Dolph Ziggler returning and having a thing for Theory, so there is that. So Theory can come in here and almost, or somehow get, and you have, do what they did in Money in the Bank, or God forbid, fucking, they do something different, actually freaking surpass their match in Money in the Bank, so fingers crossed they do, for God's sake. So hopefully we don't see a goddamn fucking, repeat what they did in Money in the Bank for, cross the view, we don't see that. But still, point being is obviously Bobby Lashley can win this match and pretty much go on his own merry way and have Theory have a thing waiting for him, having him go against the legs of freaking Dolph Ziggler, going off this freaking stuff. But still, will this be the last of Theory you'll hear out of this freaking video? Probably not. Spoiler alert, but we will touch on that in a bit as we get close to closing out this video. Now, will we? Will we? Okay. So now, moving on from this, we have the Smackdown Women's Championship matchup between the legs of champion Liv Morgan taking on Ronda Rousey. My prediction for this matchup is going to be none other than no. I would want, and I am dying to proceed that Liv stay strong. Even though I'm kind of, I don't want to be one of those cringy, kind of freaking clinging, freaking Liv Morgan fans out there, kind of, and the people being out there at IWC and kind of just be a Liv Morgan mark, because I'm not that. So I'm just casually being supportive of Liv Morgan for her accomplishment, finally her worth being shown here, for her surprisingly getting a championship. So I'm just happy she's doing that. So there's that. So I would hope that this would not be it for Liv, but sadly I am going to go the long-headed WWE route, even though the old swamp Shrekky kind of regime mindset slowly freaking having Venom freaking Tyler to use a goddamn freaking Spider-Man reference, Vince's Venom kind of symbiotes taking over my freaking brain cells to say this shit, to have Rousey win this match, but the writing is on the wall, and you could definitely see that be a thing, especially with the freaking feeling and the liking of the fact that freaking Charlotte Flair is definitely gonna have to come back around the corner sometime pretty soon, and they can clearly give Ronda and Charlotte Flair another freaking go with their feud once again. God forbid we get that, but freaking God forbid, hopefully we do that. Triple H freaking and company freaking has their freaking best things at heart, and if we get this feud again. But if it happens, then better hope the guy is actually going to be good. So there's that. So that's pretty, that predictability can happen then and there. But who's to say that Liv? Who's to say that Liv actually we still get Flair back? And who's to say that we have Flair versus Liv? Who's to say we don't get that? So we get that, then a nice little golf clap. Liv keep the championship, and we have a good freaking, even though it's goddamn freaking Charlotte Flair still, at least Liv has a championship. We give something good going for Liv, and actually giving something clean, but just looking forward. Maybe if Liv surpasses freaking Charlotte, actually freaking goes past her, actually has freaking more competition ahead of her beyond freaking the likes of freaking Ronda and freaking Charlotte. So, smart little golf clap for that. If that happens, then it's kind of a struggle for us to get there, but even though it's kind of a punch in the gut for us to still have Charlotte freaking get another championship run down there, liking of a championship run once again, but at least Liv is still going strong, legit get at least something going for her and keep going forward. So there is that. Speaking of which, another reason, I'm kind of backpedaling again a bit with matches. Another reason why I state that Bianca Belair can win is another return with the likes of Bayley. Bayley can return, and actually, we can clearly see Bayley coming back and legit want championship gold and going right after freaking Bianca Belair. So we can clearly, Bianca Belair can have something going on with Bayley if she is going to be a heel, which it won't surprise me as it is. Me personally, I would want a face Bayley. I would want a face Bayley for a change since she left as a heel. But if she comes back as a heel, then okay. So that's to be seen. So we can so as soon as she comes back as being a heel, Bayley comes back, and we have someone to go against her with Bianca Belair, the strong Raw Women's Champion that she is. So we have this clash here with Bayley and Belair, and we have the likes of freaking potentially Ronda and Charlotte on SmackDown, or Liv and Charlotte on SmackDown going on their end. So there is that. We have two clashing storylines here for Raw and SmackDown. Here I know we have two established shits going on, or whatever, or hell, if it's vice versa, for whatever goddamn reason, freaking we have Bianca Belair versus Charlotte here, and freaking Bayley goes over here and faces freaking either freaking Liv or even Ronda. Who knows? Who's to say Ronda can turn heel? And actually, we have freaking face freaking Bayley go out to freaking get strong enough push and go against goddamn a face Bayley go against a freaking heel Ronda. Who's to say that's gonna who's who that can't happen? That is to be seen. And that's gonna be, and that's what without it kind of freaking rushes to the chaser here and now. This is actually kind of a good thing going in. This is one of the highlights that going into the show. It's funny just people say that this show is kind of just simply just a freaking a lackluster freaking WrestleMania Day 3. And yes, I can see that definitely as being a freaking, might as well just call me a freaking smart mark as I am. I see through the shit, and I'm smart enough to see all the booking, and I see the writing on the goddamn wall, and as much as this freaking building kind of going, this built up has kind of been lackluster, if at best, you can definitely, one thing I can literally say is that most you can definitely see that some of the stuff in the show is definitely, yes, while I am throwing predictions out there, you can actually say that, okay, I can actually go into the show and actually watch and actually have some suspense of disbelief and actually saying, I don't know fully for sure what's going to happen in this show. Fully, hands down, 100%, guarantee what's going to goddamn happen. So that is going to be one good thing I can actually say going into the show. That actually, this actually gives a good, a good praise and for attendance to the show. So while it may have some, some tugging and kind of, freaking kind of scrap, kind of, sort of itsy bitsy kind of just a kind of remark going into it, the show for building kind of, leadway to it all. I can at least say, I can at least give credit where credit is due for, I'll say at least for then there's what I said. There's that. So, with it said, moving on from all this mumbo jumbo shit. we are going to move on to finally the main event. We finally made it, guys. We're finally here at the final stretch mark here for the biggest part of the event of the summer here, with it being none other the Undisputed WWE Championship match. Let me rephrase this: the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship matchup before the last man standing match stipulation between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. My prediction heading into the show, we're actually hitting the close, finally close this video out with a long-awaited bang, is going to be that I can definitely see this going either way. From point of views going all over the wall, I'm going to state this right here. I know what my personal pinpoint narrative going forward is going to be, and I've already, and pretty much a lot of people are themselves already established the fact right here, especially going into next month. Roman's going into freaking Clash of Champions, going against freaking Drew McIntyre, and most likely and then not, he will be defending one of those championships. Most likely the WWE Championship, mind you. Most likely the WWE Championship, and most likely enough, they're gonna give they're gonna give Wales their due and give them their joyful moment, and actually give Drew McIntyre as well his big joyful championship stadium glorifying bombs. Yes, we're gonna blow up freaking the stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Drew McIntyre is that freaking epic. He's gonna freaking blow up and kill thousands upon thousands of freaking people to win his championship. No playing. Freaking, we're gonna see fireworks, WrestleMania caliber moment overseas with Drew McIntyre, his final championship glorifying winning moment there overseas at Clash of the Castle, and and that's gonna have to freaking serve one way or the other, and that is going to obviously mean that Roman Reigns somehow, some way is going to get through this match and win against Brock freaking Lesnar. So, said, Roman Reigns is my prediction, but that does not mean I can definitely see somehow and some reason why and way freaking Brock Lesnar can win this match as well and become the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Because obviously enough, could we freaking see the domino freaking effect finally freaking go full course and freaking take out both Uso and Roman Reigns in the exact same night? If it does, then oh my god, then what the fuck is gonna happen then? I did not expect the freaking domino freaking effect to go right away. If that happens, then holy smokes, I did not see that coming. But if it does, then holy smokes, it'll happen. But that's to be seen. But still, obviously enough, where Brock Lesnar go from there, and like I said, I don't even know. Because like I said, it's kind of established that it's literally, like I said, it's a narrative that the most likely narrative that has been solid and kind of already been pressured in has been that Roman Reigns is going to face Drew McIntyre at Clash of the Castle, so we can finally have Drew McIntyre get his big win there at Clash of the Castle. And none of the fact that Brock Lesnar had his little temper tantrum on that Smackdown, or it was a Smackdown before the show went on the air and the shit hit the fan with Vince retiring. Brock Lesnar had his freaking temper tantrum saying, "Oh well, if he's gone, I'm gone. So I'm gonna leave the goddamn show and not come back, or for him to come back and legit sell his time to legit be here, legit at least make it to SummerSlam. Put your bullshitty opinions aside and your feelings aside. At least make it through SummerSlam, please, Brock, and legit. If you want to call it quits, and go sit next to freaking goddamn Vince on the goddamn retirement center, then by goddamn, go do it. Just make it through the night, lay it down for Roman Reigns, go through the match, lay down for 10, and get the fuck out of WWE. If you want to do that, then do it. Just do it. There. Seriously. There's that. So pretty much to put it the most bluntest way possible. That could be another reason why. That could be another reason why Roman Reigns can actually win this match, because for that sake, to finally get to get Brock out of the way, actually finally get out of WWE once and for all, finally at last, for the final and goddamn final time overall. So there's that. But obviously enough. So whatever way Brock Lesnar has, whatever storyline, this new, faction, new shining glory run that we have for creative and kind of this new WWE that we're gonna see coming soon, over time, mind you, over time. Like I said, I'm not gonna touch. I'm trying. I am tiptoeing to throw in my rose petals and my freaking fireworks and joy and shit like that. I'm just tiptoeing. I'm just showing you the sprinkles. I'm sprinkling in my overall joy and my opinions. Hang with this new predicament going on behind the scenes of WWE and for me to legit overall talking to pretty much spill a whole bucket of beans out at you for my update video coming up soon for the channel. But still, obviously enough, for whatever reason or whatever WWE has in mind, if Brock Lesnar somehow wins the championships and actually beats Roman here, for whatever reason, God forbid, I'm up for it. Let's see what you have in mind. We don't know what you have in mind, WWE. Tell us, enlighten us, Triple H, enlighten us, Paul, enlighten us, Stephanie, enlighten us, Nick Khan, enlighten us, everybody you have, everyone who's freshly blood and freshly new behind the scenes. What do you have in mind for not only Brock Lesnar if he wins this match, but the whole WWE roster and whole WWE landscape, mind you? What do you have in mind that you finally got rid of the freaking dragon, the whole retired, beaten, dead to the horse rapist, mind you. You might as well pretty much. If I'm being goddamn blunt, I'm being blunt through all this goddamn Vegas. I might as well freaking keep the bluntness going. The rapist, freaking ugly dragon. You slayed the dragon, and you finally let him get to the current and finally get the hell and banish him out of our village that can finally shine and be gloriful for God's sake. Finally, what will you do with the company? What will you do? So that's to be seen. And now will you guys start to go find your goddamn soul sister, please? Train. She's not here. She is not here. She may be in the next town over, but she sure as hell ain't here. She may be where Vince is. Go find Vince. Vince might be freaking showing her a good time. Don't call. Do not take my word for that. For God's sake, do not take my word for that. Please, sister of Train, stay away from Vince. Stay away. But seriously, all points said, no matter what is going to happen with Triple H and company to take the reins of this and see if freaking Brock Lesnar somehow wins the shit and actually, goes with the flow somewhere, some way, somehow, some way. Granted, people have said we can still go in future long-term booking and looking in the goddamn near and looking in the future with futuristic eyes. We can still get that match, a dream match between The Rock and Roman Reigns, still at WrestleMania. We can still have that WrestleMania match and have Roman Reigns not be a champion. That could still happen without him being champion. So this could still deliver that narrative in some sense. So whatever will happen, whatever's going to happen, it will happen behind the scenes or whatever way it will go. If Brock Lesnar wins, we will see what happens. But for right now, I'm going to freaking close this video after this long extended, this may or may not be my longest video in my whole history. Go figure, guys. Go figure. I was not expecting this, guys. This literally maybe channel groundbreaking news right here. This may be my longest video I've ever done on my channel. That's no longer long-time viewers. You may know I did videos back in the day, a long time ago, reaction videos. Those reaction videos, they're sure as hell no longer on the channel. They've been long gone. And those probably at the time, those probably were my longest videos on the channel. But this video right here, very well, gosh dang, might well take it. Seriously, very well. I'm looking over freaking the likes of those videos that are long gone. The likes of freaking countless Royal Rumble predictions or reviews, WrestleMania predictions or reviews. Those videos may be conquered by this monstrous video known as SummerSlam 2022 predictions. Roar! But still, to finally close out this video with a gosh dang bang, finally once and for all. My prediction stands strong, and no matter what's gonna happen beyond this freaking fact, whatever's gonna happen behind the scenes heading out of the show, if Brock Lesnar somehow wins, then God bless. Let's see what the hell happens. But promisingly enough, the sword is in the sand. Drew McIntyre is waiting at the castle for Roman Reigns to come to face him at the champion, the face him at the castle once and for all, for him to finally become champion once and for all, and to finally have Roman Reigns have only one championship after that night. But that is then. This is now. Point being, my prediction finally at last for this match is Roman Reigns is going to win, but I would not mind seeing Brock Lesnar wins for whatever reason possible. So, with this now finally set it out of the way, I thank y'all for watching this groundbreaking, historical, possibly historical video with lots of freaking fans and lots of freaking burglary and lots of coughing going on in the background. Everything's going beyond berserk, and I am finally going to close this video off with a much needed bang. Here we go. Now, guys, I thank y'all for watching this video. I thank y'all for obviously being here with me, bearing through me through a thick and thin this video for what it was worth. And promisingly enough, guys, I shall be back here next for my SummerSlam 2022 review, and soon enough my most longly anticipated channel update video to finally come, which once again I must say right here and now, it was dire. It was gonna be most likely gonna be beforehand. It was gonna be sad and depressing and kind of just more downer and more dark and blue and kind of just meh, to be brutally honest. I'm freaking disappointed. I ran I guess Jim Carrey. I don't know what the frick I was doing there. But still, I'm just more like this. More recent shit, more recent events have turned a more blue video to more of a high class, likely most happy, sunny video you're most likely gonna get out of me. Granted, what I was saying in the video is most likely gonna be something that's gonna be worth noting, actually taking note of. For my potential future, the potential future outlook I will have for this channel going forward, but most likely not the stuff surrounding it. Giving more reason for the shit behind the scenes going on currently right now as of late is definitely giving me some more high ground that should have me be more positive, more enthusiastic, more positive outlook to come. Hang out of that video that you're looking beyond the future for that's safe to come out of that video. So. Now with this said and done, so with this said and that done out of the way, done. See, see you guys, you're giving me goddamn heat stroke, guys. See what you guys did to me? No, I'm playing. But seriously, I am done with this video. I am beyond tired. I'm beyond voiceless. I'm beyond hoarse, and I am beyond sweaty as can be. I am going to say goodbye to you guys, and I shall see you guys next time for my SummerSlam 2022 review. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank God and pray for me for editing this video, and I shall see you guys next time for my SummerSlam 2022 review. So it was done and finally out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. I am Santi 318, and I am signing out. Peace, ladies and gentlemen.